Hi there. Have you ever thought of shipping a barrel full of food, clothing, household supplies, whatever, non-perishable items to, say, another part of the country, but mostly it's usually to another part of the world that these shipping are for, right? So if you have ever thought of doing this, here is a step-by-step guide as to how to get this done. Come with me. So one of the first things that you'd want to do is to source your shipping company. Find the shipping company and to find out what's the process of getting your piece of cargo shipped. In this case, it's a barrel we're going to talk about today. So you find out if they ship to where you want to go, how long will it be taking, when should you drop it off, where should you drop it off, if there's a pickup service, what's the cost, what's the additional cost if they are to pick it up from your location and to take it to a port in the country that you're sending it, and also what's the additional cost if they not only take it to the part of the world that you want it to go to, but they actually take it to the very address of the person that you're sending it to, and they call that door to door. So they'd come to pick it up at your location and take it to the other address, the final address. So there are different costs. You could save some money if you source the shipping company, you correspond with them every step of the way, say calling, emailing, filling out paperwork, making copies, sending back payment, doing all of that back and forth until you finally get some kind of confirmation that the piece of cargo has been shipped. So in this case, the barrel has been shipped. So you can do the legwork and it will save you some money. If you wanted, you could also have an intermediate person who they do that. They will take care of all of that. You supply them with your address where they're gonna pick it up or where it's coming from, right? The shipper's address and the person who's gonna receive it, their address, whether it's an individual or a company, but they wanna know who it's coming from, who it's going to, the final address, as well as what does it consist of in general. Like, you don't have to list every single thing that you put in it, but you want to know, is it clothing, food, and household items? So you kind of give a general description of what's in the barrel. Now, bear in mind that these pieces of cargo, they're sealed up, locked up. You pack them, you lock them and everything, but they all go through the security checks and the scanning processes so they can see exactly what's in it anyway. So stick to the rules so we don't have any problems, right? So when you know how you're gonna get this thing from point A to point B, then you can go and get a barrel. Let's go. So this is just one example of a barrel that's used for shipping, and it's very popular to use these to ship clothing, food, household supplies. It's very popular. Most of the time, I think you'll find them in the blue barrel, the light blue barrels. Sometimes you'll come across black ones like these, and for the purpose of writing on the barrel and making it whatever you write on the barrel visible, what I did, because I'm working with a black barrel, is I put a background color. And this is what I found in the house. I found a can with some white paint. So I said, okay, let me put that right there. It's now dried. And I put it over here as well. So the sender and the receiver's information is vital to have on your barrel. So we usually just write it on, because when you get the shipping documentation, you're going to get a printout that you can paste on the top. Just tape it. Tape that piece of paperwork on the top. You maybe have 2 copies of it. One would be on the top, one would be somewhere else taped onto it. And that's a printout of your booking number and everything that's needed to recognize this piece of cargo as yours. So you'll get that official thing pasted on and everything. They can search by the booking number and all the information, the sender's information, the receiver's information will pull up once they put the booking number. This is just an additional step of having the thing written in permanent markup. That way, just in case something gets ripped off, it still has your information on it, so it will get to whoever it's supposed to get to. Your barrel usually will come like this. Try to get it a day or a couple days before so that you can air it out. So usually we'll take the cover off, and that's your barrel. We like to air it out because even though it has been highly cleansed, sometimes you get either the scent of whatever they cleansed it with or something. So especially if you're going to pack food in it, you just want to air it out. So we'll open it, leave it open, which this has been open for some days. And we open it and it gets aired out. So your barrel is ready. Now we're getting to the things that you'll be putting in your barrel. Now this depends on what you choose to be sending, which should be what you think the person needs, right? Not unless you are shipping to yourself, meaning you are packing a barrel with some stuff and you're shipping it off ahead of time before you actually fly to that location, because you want it to get there by the time you get there. So you know what you need in the barrel. And if you're sending it to somebody, then you know what they need because you probably talk to them or whatever it is. But that would determine what you ship in the barrel. Now, let's say you have liquid stuff that you want to ship. Let's say this bottle of soap, right? This is dishwashing liquid and you want to ship this. Now, this has never been opened before, but the main reason I'm going to do some taping up, this is what I'm about to do right now with the liquids, because based on experience and what we've learned is that under pressure, when so many things are packed in the barrel and enclosed tightly, and amongst all the other barrels and cargo, pieces of cargo, it can bring heat and pressure. And so some things can burst, or the lid might pop off and you have a mess. Everything gets soap all over it or oil all over it or something like that. So we have learned that even though the thing came from the supermarket and it has not been opened, we want to do a little extra tightening, and we would love to go around those spots with a piece of tape. You can use any strong tape that you want, and a lot of times I would go down like this. See how that's coming? So we did that. This thing has, let's say this one has a pump, right? And because it's new, you notice it's not pumping when I press it. Who knows how it will behave under pressure in the barrel, enclosed with heat and pressure, right? So I want to give a little added strength to this, of course, because I don't want, anything to spill. So I will do the same thing. I will put like a piece like this. I'll get another piece of tape, and as you see, I have my pieces of tape pre-cut. It makes my life easy as I go along, right? And we do all of this, and then I might come around again and just wrap another piece right around here like this. Now this gives me more comfort to think that there is less likelihood that it might just bust open under pressure and spill everywhere. So we do things like that. It goes the same for these. A lot of times you can take a chance with some things. I mean, you could take a chance with anything, but it depends on how concerned you are. But these are like well sealed, and I think this would be good. This would be okay. I'm very careful with oil, so even though it's new and you know, never been opened, I'm going to put some added strength to this. Added strength is what we have given to this thing, and you could always wrap around again if you want to. Sometimes you're sending these kind of lotions and you don't want, you know, a little pop top that could easily be pressed right under pressure. Give it a piece of tape. Give it a piece of tape. Tape down that part that might pop open. That little flip, see? It can't even get open because we tape it down. And we could do another piece across here, wrap it around again. So you kind of get the drift. For these things like this, sometimes I'll wrap some tape over here because I know that these are moist wipes, and I'm imagining that any little, you see, it's new, but you know, you can lift it up quite easily. And because the moisture is important in this, I wouldn't want that to dry out, evaporate in the heated atmosphere of an enclosed packed barrel. So I would go over, down with you right there. Yep. I would go across again. And then I would go around. So the seal right, this where the cap starts right here, I want to seal that as well as the brim. So I'm going to let that cover that seam as well as fold over the top. So it covers the seal and there is some over the top. Now you see that there is way less chance of the moisture evaporating. This is more sealed, and that is what you want. So you could spend some time doing this just to prepare the liquids that you might be putting in your barrel. Like this is nicely sealed, but I don't know, maybe I'll put some more on it, but you get the drift. You seal your liquids or anything with liquid moisture, even something as this, the dryer sheets. I might slide it down into a Ziploc bag, some kind of bag, and seal that off. Or you could wrap it in that saran wrap plastic, because these, I really don't want them just to be totally dried out and lose whatever is on each sheet. And so that is why I take extra caution. Oh, I wanted to show you this. So this is, you think about toothpaste. Number one, you can pack your toothpaste like this in the barrel. You could just put it in like this. You could actually put it in that whole stack. You know how they come like 5 each or something like that? You could put a stack of them in the barrel. The point is, when you're packing a barrel, there is a set cost for the barrel. So whether you pack it loosely, tightly, with a small amount of stuff, the ultimate capacity that it can hold, whichever, less or more, as long as it can be held in it and locked, that's, you're still paying the same price. So the wise thing is, whatever it can hold, as much as it can hold, you want to pack it, right, to get your money's worth. And so think about all the boxes, the packaging material, how much space it actually takes up in your barrel. So if you don't need the packaging to really kind of secure whatever you're sending in that particular package, then take it out, because you get more things packed in your barrel when you don't have additional things taking up space, right? So let's say you're going to take this now. If you can be bothered and if it matters to you, you can take out your toothpaste so that you can push this down the corner that a whole box, this in the box, might not hold, you know? But if you take out your toothpaste, for instance, or a tubed thing that you're sending, I like to give this a little wrap around. A little wrap around. See that? A little wrap around. So that I know my cover is not gonna pop off. And my toothpaste is ready to go. Or whatever you have in a tube. It takes up less space. You can pack more things. Actually saves you money. But that's one of the steps that you can do. Some people don't, and the thing is shipped and there is no problem. And then sometimes at one time, one thing bursts and messes up everything else. And can you imagine if you have like powdered things in there, or clothes, or right? So that is why we have learned to kind of spend the time, and anything suspicious that we think may bust open or leak or whatever, we give it that added touch of taping the top of it. So this is how you basically just write to whom the barrel is going, final destination, with the person's name and contact. And you will do this for yourself as well. So both sides are written up with to and from. All right, so now we can start packing. I have some clothes, and so I'm gonna put those in the bottom. And if I show you, it doesn't take a lot for some of these barrels to start filling up. I have some shoes and stuff going. And then we kind of just push things down in the corners. Any little space that you have, try to utilize it, you know. We have adult diapers. You can ship pretty much whatever your need is. That is what you ship. You see how I kind of pack this? I'm thinking that this might be rolled around, things are squeezing the side. I like to cushion stuff. So things that can take that kind of roughage, that kind of pressure, I'll put the softer things to the side, or sometimes candy things. So these are the soft things are kind of shielding certain things that I put in here. So I'm gonna add some more food items in the middle here. So one of the things that I wouldn't pack in with flour and rice is scented soaps. Soaps, definitely soaps, you know, especially bar soaps. You don't want to pack them with your food items, because the scent, being locked up, the scent of the soaps can kind of hang on to flour and rice. So I don't really mix those together. I'll pack the soaps with canned goods, because the scent won't permeate a canned food, you know. And some oatmeal. Now these pliable. I can push this down in this corner. Push another one down on it. All right, right here. I can stick this in this corner. It just so happens that this barrel is primarily for the diapers and the clothes, and then I'm packing any other little things in there except bar soap, you know. I just decided that I'm going to put this in there as well. The date is good. You always want to check the date. You don't want to send expired stuff, you know. So I'm just gonna tape. It's never been opened, but still give it some added protection in the ceiling going around, you know. What can hold in here? My hand is able to go in here. I have a problem with that. Some canned fruit. See this little sink? I need something in there. So, with the help of my husband, I was able to lock it. Actually got on top of it so that he could lock around the rim. Yeah, but if you don't want to go through all of that, then you don't fill it all the way up, as I did. But that's that part. And then it's gone. And when it gets to its location in the other part of the world, they will pay whatever fees that country charges to clear a barrel. That's always they clear a barrel, you know, to pick it up, to collect it. So there are little fees that they'll pay. Yeah, and they get the stuff you send for them, and everybody's happy. All done. And you may wonder, why would I go through all of that to send food and clothes and personal supplies and all that to someone in another country? When you know the need, when you can relate to their situation, when you want to subsidize their livelihood, when you want to help. It's a very fulfilling thing to do. I always picture myself on the receiving end, the joy, the happiness, and just how thankful these people are. Most people are usually very thankful, and it helps, it goes a long way to subsidize their everyday spending. I hope you learned a lot from this barrel packing video, and don't be afraid. Try it. I'll see you next time.